Sawadee tukon naka, dajahao, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I, like many, am human, and there are days when I just don't want to learn. There are days where I'm like, listen, I speak one language, that language is English, that is the only language I know, I've never learned another language, I've never studied Thai, Chinese, who is she? I don't know. I don't want to learn. So I've made a video before, which is like a very old video, like one of the first videos I ever made in this channel. In that, I kind of talked about 4 ways that I stay motivated. So do check that out. It is older video, but you know, the content is still worth it. So today's video, I have 5 things that I do in order to get back into my language learning after not learning for a while. The first thing I really like to do is to listen to my favorite song, or maybe for you it could be a podcast, but listening to something that is from that language, the target language, and kind of remembering why I love that song and what that song means to me. So for me, I had a period recently where I just wasn't learning any Thai, I wasn't learning Chinese, and I just taken a kind of a step back to kind of think, okay, let me just breathe, let me just sit in not studying. And I then listened to the main song from Tale of a Thousand Stars, A Thousand Stars Tale. I can never for the life of me remember the correct name, but I'll put up a picture of the cover of the theme song from that. Is one of my favorite songs, period, like of all languages, and it's my favorite Thai song. So I started listening to that again, and it really made me think, this is why I'm learning. Like, this is such a beautiful sound, and I want to get back into it and be able to pick up the words being said and knowing the translation and things like that really helped me to get a foot back on the pedal of the bike. I wasn't fully on the bike, but my foot was now on the pedal. The second thing I did, and that I do, is watch either a TV show or a film of the target language. So starting on Netflix, finding something on my watch list, because you're probably like me, you have a lot of things on your watch list you haven't watched. So I have a lot of Thai and Chinese shows on my watch list. So I started one of those, I was watching it, and again I was finding myself falling back down that rabbit hole of, this is why I was learning Thai, this is how I want to sound when I can finally speak it fluently. And I found myself falling back in love with the idea of learning the language. And then that moves me on to the third thing I do. So now I like to think about, well, why did I start learning? Did I start learning for an exam? Did I start learning because I want to reach fluency? Did I start learning for travel purposes? I think of why I started, and then I think, well, have I hit that goal? If I've hit that goal, then maybe I can reconsider whether or not I should continue with this language, or maybe it's time for me to move to a different language now. Maybe it's time for me to stop learning completely. I think it's a very individual and personal thing, language learning. So therefore, definitely I say be guided by your own goals rather than someone saying, well, you've learned this much, you might as well continue. Listen, if you don't want to continue, don't continue. If you want to continue, continue. And for me, my sort of goal was always being able to reach an advanced level. Fluency, not sure, but at least an advanced enough level that, for example, if I was at work, I could easily be able to converse in Thai and Chinese. And so thinking of that, I thought, well, that's my goal. Have I reached that goal? Truth be told, no, I clearly haven't. And then that was kind of, again, a match that was helping to light the fire back in me in terms of getting back into language learning. The fourth thing I like to do, because after thinking about that, I can then find myself wallowing in self-pity. Okay, your girl likes to self-pity. I like to pity myself. And that's me thinking about all the time I've wasted. The time I wasted where I wasn't studying, the time I wasted where I was watching Netflix and watching, for example, a non-Thai or Chinese show, the time I could have used that to start learning and I could have been further along in my goal. I like to go on a loop sometimes. So therefore, I like to take a step back and think, listen, don't worry about what time you feel you've wasted. Do not worry about what you think you've lost or what you haven't done or what you should have done by now. The important thing is that you're going. It doesn't matter how long it takes you. It doesn't matter how quickly you're going to get there. The question is, there's no point, as we say, crying over spilt milk, because all you're going to do is you're going to waste your time going forward. So instead, just look forward, look ahead, don't check the rear view, and just keep going and get fully on the bike. And then the last thing I like to do, and this is more of a kick up the bum, and that is I will either book a lesson with my tutor, or I will I will arrange a time to speak with my friend. And the reason why I do this is when you're on your own, it's very easy to kind of put it off till tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. If you book in for a lesson, say you've paid for it, or you've made a promise to your friend that on this date at this time you're going to have a conversation for this long, and then they're facing you, they're looking at you, your eyes meets their eyes through the camera. You can't just sit there. You're going to have to talk. So therefore it forces you to talk, which forces you to practice. And I genuinely find that 9 times out of 10, after I've had that sort of interaction, I'm back on the bike. I'm like, yes, here we go. Whatever stopped me, let's get this. Let's keep learning. And it really does help me to kind of push forward. Language learning isn't something that you kind of reach an end goal and you tick. For me, you'll always be learning. There's even, for example, with English, I don't think anyone who is a native speaker, myself included, is 100% knows every single thing in the English language. You can show me a word that is English and I'll be like, what is that? I have never seen that in my life. So reaching 100% fluency, I personally don't think is realistic. So therefore I don't view language learning as that destination. Instead, it's the journey, it's who you meet, it's how you learn, it's what you learn, the things you do, the things you experience. So always remembering that should help you with feeling motivated to realize that, okay, you didn't study for a week, a month, a year, but there's always today. You can always start today. Breaks are normal. That is what life is about. Why do you think we have annual leave? We go on holiday, we take a break, we rest, we relax. It's all normal, so don't beat yourself up if you've taken a break. That is the end of the video. Have you experienced such a learning rut? If you have, let us know in the comments what got you back into it, back in the saddle, back in the driver's seat. I cannot, back behind the wheel. I'm thinking of all the different words I can think for this, phrases. I'm thinking of them all. Let me know in the comments what kind of kick-started your fire. And please do smash the like, the share and subscribe to your friends, to your family. As always, have a blessed day. And until next time, Sawadee tuk kon naha. Zaijian. Goodbye everyone.